Hello, community. This is Dr. G bringing you information regarding the healing restoration of the Black community. Today, I'd like to talk about our history. It didn't start with chattel slavery, it started with a father and three sons. After a worldwide catastrophe event, a flood, um, it became the benchmark for the time of civilization. The father that I'm talking about is Noah, and Noah had three sons. And those of us that are descendants of African Americans at the diaspora, that people came from the son Ham. So people from the son Ham make up all of those countries that were people of color. It is the places where civilization started. History leaves this out, but where civilization started, where people didn't live in caves, was in these countries that were people of darker complexion, and they came from Noah's son Ham. So, why is this important? It's important because we didn't come from slavery. We didn't come from people who were not part of civilizations and kingdoms and had structures. The people that came from Ham, they were collective people. They cared about the whole community as a whole. And people believed in, marriage and children and being productive and having a sense of identity within their own countries. The idea of Africa as a continent actually came later. That came from the Europeans. The Europeans, especially Rome, they named Africa for a couple of countries within this region. Now, this region would trade with each other, rich in resources in this area of the earth. And then during the Berlin Conference is when Europeans decided that they would divvy up this area and they called it Africa. But before then, these countries were independent countries where people had independent kingdoms, independent cultures, languages, and they would trade among each other. And the way that the Europeans came to be is that a lot of these people from this area migrated to colder climates. And I'll talk a little bit more about that and where the concept of race came from. Because back then there was no concept of race. There was nobody had invented race yet. So there wasn't any racism. People migrated, people married other people, and they became, a new culture. But more to come. I don't want to give you too much information, but I just wanted you to know that although our history is tumultuous and although our history has some flaws, it's still our history. And we get to own it. We get to tell each other about it. And we get to say how it impacts us as a community. If you like this sort of information, if this information resonates with you, please like, share, follow, comment. The conversation is not one sided. I want to hear back from you. I want to hear what you heard about your history. And again, more to come. I'm excited that we get to talk about this. I'm excited that we get to take back our history. And we know that we didn't come from slaves and we didn't come from cavemen. We came from Noah, Noah's son, Ham. Talk to you soon. Bye.